This will be ultrasonic transducers that make you feel a certain way, and that means you can feel like you're kissing people, assuming they let you inside their personal boundary. Anyway, this will boost realism and immersion and heighten user reactions. It's like, dude, you are literally opening the door to VR sex parlors. It's going to be gross. It's going to be absolutely gross. Anyway. But this is all kind of primitive throwback stuff, really, because if you think about it, it's all going to be in your brain. It's all going to be brain chips, isn't it? This is enough of 2017, where they're just like, look, you're going to get chipped eventually. Everyone's going to get chipped. They reckon everyone's going to get chipped. Chips everywhere. An associate professor of sociology at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee is like, look, not now, but in a couple of generations' time, everyone's going to be chipped. And so they got various people, like business owners and professors to chip in and be like, everyone's going to get the brain chip eventually. Because at the moment, it has too much negative connotation. But by 2067, we'll be desensitized to the social stigma. So brilliant. Isn't that
Will no longer know right from wrong?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We won't even understand that this was bad. Because, I mean, the chips, of course, are going to be tiny. You're not going to know you're chipped until you, like, blink twice and then you're in the metaverse being sexually assaulted by a bunch of 4chaners. Oh, God, where's my personal bubble?
But then, like, the mods of this metaverse are going to be able to just be horrific because then
I imagine that hacking is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
This will... The thing is, it might not even require any kind of surgery. It may well be through ingestible microchips as well.
Oh, yeah.
As Davos are presenting. The Pfizer CEO was like, look, we can just have these digestible pills which have a tiny microchip which sends a wireless signal to relevant authorities when the pharmaceutical has been digested. And he literally does say in this, imagine the compliance. So, God, this is the way they think.
That's the motivation.
Oh, yeah. They are also going to have, of course, biometric surveillance under your skin. This is Yuval Noah Harari, which again, these are all WEF people basically.
Yeah.
COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept to legitimize total biometric surveillance. We need not just monitor people; we can monitor what's happening under their skin. So they're going to have all of these, ingestible microchips that are literally plugged into you that will send them remotely information about your physical state at all times. Oh God, he's being raped in the metaverse.
But again, it's the language here. I mean, it justifies the legitimization of total biometric surveillance. I mean,
but sorry, the stigma will be gone in 20 or 30 years.
But it's weird because they all phrase that as if they know it's wrong, but how do we get to a place where people no longer know it's wrong?
Yes.
I mean, it really is like someone who knows what they're doing is evil and is just like, yeah, but what if I could just get away with it?
Yeah,
again,
I would say
what if I could get total compliance?
I think that's a fair analysis of the situation. But the thing is, you've got to understand, we've got to do this for the environment, Callum. The planet's going to die if you don't let us biometrically chip you and track you in every single way. If you go to the next one, you can see that this is basically the plan. Look, we can develop an individual carbon footprint tracker. Now that we know everything about you, your physical state at all times, I mean, we'll be able to test what you've eaten. We'll be able to see how much energy you've used. We will be able to monitor what you buy, what you eat, how and where you travel. Everything around you and about you will be informing our databases about your life, and we'll build up a structure of essentially how good a citizen you are. But thankfully, you're not going to go anywhere or do anything because you're going to be trapped in your little VR headset virtual reality thing being gang raped by people on internet on metaverse 4chan. So I mean,
it's like a South Park sketch.
Yeah,
it's just like everyone in the town signs up for this, and that's all that happens.
But don't worry, there'll be ultrasonic waves that are projected at your crotch, so it'll feel really nice. Don't worry. Well, like the kissing, but it'll just be for your crotch.
What? No, if you're being raped, like.
Okay, well then it'll be involuntarily projected at your crotch, and that's assuming you're just not being hacked. But then you can get Klaus Schwab talking about this. Of course, this is all Klaus Schwab's plan. 10 years in the future, we'll have brain implants. Only 10 years. The other ones were like, it'll be 50 years, 40 years. No, 10 years. Klaus Schwab's going to make this happen.
Ambitious.
Yeah. He says big data tools are at the service of medical and biological process and are advancing very fast. But you can imagine in 10 years when we are sitting here, when we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you will all have implants, and to the audience, and we can measure all your brain waves, and I can immediately tell how people react and how people react to your answers. Is it imaginable? And one transhumanist chap is like, yeah, of course that's imaginable. It's like, great. Klaus Schwab will talk to us. Lord Schwab will appear like in our mind's eye and say things, and he will get instant feedback about how we feel about the things he says. This is an awful sounding future, isn't it?
A perfect tool for brainwashing.
Yeah, because your brain will be digitalized. That's basically what this is going to be about. Watch the next one. You play it, John?
I just would like to highlight what you said about the European Chips Act, because it's an important step to create the physical brain for digitalization and to have it located to a certain extent in Europe. I also, your reference to the Klaprow report, Rome report,
You can stop that
the
there,
forum
actually, 'cause
at
it waffles on a little bit after. But it's just, this is the point. They want to literally digitalize your brain so they have access to it. I'm not okay with that, but I mean, I voted for Brexit.
I mean, again, I feel like the Brexiteer argument just gets easier and easier with every passing day.
It definitely gains strength, yeah.
Yeah, that's just like the Ramonas are still. There's the occasional one around Parliament who still screams "Stop Brexit" and stuff.
Oh, yeah, Steve Bray, yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, okay, we'll take your chip.
Yeah.
Like, I want to just force everything that he's pushing through on him until which point he goes, actually, I'm for Brexit now.
He can be the example that we use as to why Brexit was good.
He's got a microchip in his head and his hands, and he's walking around munching on bugs, going, "This is fine. Why don't you guys want to join me?"
You know, there was an interesting article that was removed from the WEF website. I had to go to the Wayback Machine to get this. Mind control using sound waves. Well, we ask a scientist how it works. So it's not even speculative. No, just how does this work? Mind controlling using sound waves, right? And so they say, we'll get straight to the science. The principle of non-invasive neuromodulation is to focus ultrasound waves into a region of the brain so they all gather in a small spot. Then hopefully give them the right set of parameters that can change the activity of the neurons. Literally point an ultrasonic gun at your brain and you'll just be like, oh yeah, I agree with you actually. I was wrong. I love the European Union and Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum. I don't know why I was objecting. They unsurprisingly removed this from their website, right?
Oh, God. I mean, it always gets worse with them, doesn't it?
Yeah. But if you, is it safe? Of course it's going to be safe.
Trust us, we've done no testing, so we'll be fine.
Scroll down there, John. They've got a great segment on there. How dystopian could it get? Well, I'm glad you asked, actually, Wef. Like, is it dystopian? Well, yes, to a certain degree. So how bad is it going to get? Well, I can see the day where a scientist will be able to control what a person sees in their mind's eye by sending the right waves to the right place in their brain. My guess is that most objections will be similar to those we hear today about subliminal messages in advertisements, only more vehement. This technology is not without risks of misuse. It could be revolutionary, a revolutionary healthcare technology for the sick, or a perfect controlling tool with which the ruthless can control the weak. This time, though, the control would be literal.
They don't describe it as a disgusting tool for the ruthless to control the weak. It's instead a perfect tool. In fact, it's perfect. This is perfectly made for us.
So, didn't want that brain chip, eh? We'll see about that.
I love my brain chip.
Actually, yeah,
Join
I
us,
do want a brain
Homer.
chip. Oh, look, he consented to the brain chip. Give him it. You know, and so, I mean, this is just awful in every way, as far as I'm concerned. And I really don't like the World Economic Forum. I don't like the future they've got planned for us.
But why would you not like the World Economic Forum? That is far-right talking points.
Until the ultrasound gun goes on, and now I love the World Economic
What's
Forum.
centrism? If far-right talking points is like, I don't want to have my mind wiped.
It's just terrible, though, isn't it? I don't want you controlling my brain, if that's okay.
To watch the full video, please become a premium member at lotuseaters.com.